Hey folks, sorry it's been a while since I've posted a video, but I've been kind of busy. Today I thought we would talk about some yes welders, and more importantly, I've got 3 of them here. I purchased these. They were not sent to me, not a promotional or anything. This is just, and I'm not here to review the machines. I'm just here to kind of talk about them. There's plenty of reviews out here. They are good machines. At least I've had good luck with them. I heard there was some problems with the all-in-one, meaning that it had a plasma cutter. But other than that, these MIG machines have done real well, and I just added a TIG. Anyway, I'm going to go over these 3 machines. And if you're in the market and you're thinking about buying a multi-purpose welder, then this video should help you a little bit. I'm a Miller guy. I've got a Miller 302 Trailblazer. So, but at the same time, for the price point, I decided to get some of these yes welders just for my basically in-house shop. And especially because I wanted the capability of doing MIG. And so about a year and a half ago, I guess it was, I picked up this MIG 250 Pro. This is the first one we're going to look at. And I've got most of the hoses disconnected to these machines, so there's so we can see the machines. The profile wise, you'll see it is about the same size as this MIG 185 DS Pro. But capability wise, I'm going to go over these 2 machines. So hopefully you guys will get the amperage and everything right. This one will do, I think it's 4 different processes. So it'll do flux core MIG, it'll do gas MIG, it'll do stick, and it'll do lift TIG. And it will do AC and DC welding. The same can be said for this. This machine, these 2 are identical machines. The only difference is this one will not do as high an amperage. The other big difference is this machine is 220 only. You cannot run this on 110 at all. This machine will run on 110 or 220. If you were to go out and buy a new 250 Pro, it would come with this new updated screen, which is way better than the old screen. I'll go through the screens and show you. This one has all the capabilities, but the layout is so much nicer on the later model. So don't be confused by the different screens. The drive system's all metal. I've not had any problem. I've run MIG with this. I've not had any issues. And I've done a lot of stick with this machine, including resurfacing a anvil. So I ran for about an hour. I ran at 165 amps. So this machine is rated to do at 100% duty, 174 amps running stick. It is rated for 225 at 60% duty. And as far as the MIG, it's rated at 250 and 195 at 100%. So as well as the lift TIG, it'll also do 250. So this machine over here, it'll do 185 stick, TIG, or MIG. At 60%, it drops to, let's see, 120 amps. No, excuse me, that's 15. 143 amps. Sorry about that, folks. So it goes from 185 to 143. If you're running, now this machine will do 110 or 220 input. If you're doing 110, then those numbers change from, it will only do 120 amps and 93 amps at 100% duty. So still pretty good amount of amps, even at 110. The reason I bought this machine was because if I needed something portable, then that I could only run a 110 outlet to, then this machine I could do, even though I would not be running a lot of high power. Sometimes you don't need a lot of high power. The other reason I bought a second MIG machine is that I wanted something that I wasn't changing wire spools in. I don't care what machine it is, changing wire spools takes time. And if you got an extra machine just set up ready to go, my plan is I'm going to use this machine for thinner gauge material from MIG. I'll be doing gas MIG. This one I'll be doing flux core MIG, and my series stick. So that kind of works out in my favor. For really thin stuff, I added this TIG 205 Pro. Now it's DC only, and I weld a lot of stainless, so I can stick stainless, and I'm decent at running stick. I've been doing it for 30 years. You'd think that you get pretty good at something after 30 years, right? But you can't do really thin stuff. So this machine will do, not only will it do DC TIG, it will also spot weld, which is a really nice feature. Now, getting back to this machine, these two machines will also weld aluminum because they run AC. And they come with a sheath, and you can run a special wire through it, but honestly, as cheap as the spool guns are for these machines, I'd recommend you buy a spool gun and do it the easy and right way. So that's what the other thing I will be able to do with this machine, because I've got an argon tank for this TIG. I can run argon in either one of these machines and use it as a aluminum welder with the spool gun. And the interface is identical. It's got the European MIG gun with this 2-prong, and the models, they also make a 205 Pro. So the 185DS, the 205 Pro, and the 250 Pro, they're all three about the same machine. They're just different capabilities. Now, if I was to go out and buy a machine, if I had to pick one machine, it would be between these two. And if I run a lot of thick stuff, if I was a welder and I said, well, I'm going to weld a bunch of 5/32 rod, I would probably pick this machine. But if all you run is 1/8, or if you stay, you can even run 185 amps on this machine. So you can run 5/32. It's pretty capable, but you can't run it continuously. And I like to run, when I weld, I like to weld. I never like to have any downtime or stop time. So when I'm stick welding, I'm just going at it. So this machine is really capable for the money. So this machine will run you $500 new. This machine will only cost you, picked this up this past week for $200, as well as this little baby TIG for $200. Anyway, let me show you the screens, and I can get a little more into it, so you can hopefully see. Let me find my power button. It's always fun to. So the screens, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see that screen. It's bright. You can switch your modes. But what you don't see is you don't see a lot of the information on it. It's just kind of a limited run on, you're running this. You've got, it does have nice features, like you've got a wire feed right here, so when you want to feed your wire, you don't have to trigger your gun. You can, when you're changing out your wire, you can select your wire size. It's fairly straightforward on how it works, but it's still not nearly as easy as this guy. Let me swap plugs and I'll show you what I mean. All right, this is our new display. What I like about it is you have some nice features, including this. We're set up for stick right now. Bigger lettering, a lot easier to glance at, and nice and bright. You see over here 220 volts. It'll auto detect if you plug it into 110. It'll auto detect and tell you that. This also has the Synergy MIG, as does this. The Synergetic MIG is just some basically an easier way to MIG. It just has some presettings, so you don't have to pull up a chart every time you're changing kind of stuff. It allows you to do some kind of easy stuff. This one also has a gas button, which is nice, so you can bleed your gas out of your line. Oh, actually, you can put gas in your line, I should say. Bleed the air out of it. So anyway, I really love this new display. It also doesn't have this cover, which the cover is kind of nice, but it's also kind of a pain because you have to lift it and it protects, but you gotta remember to close it when you're not using it. I actually just prefer the coverless system right here. Anyway, so yeah, the screen's like twice the size, and it's real straightforward. We'll show you the, I think that's everything on these two machines. I'll show you the TIG next. All right, lastly we have our TIG welder. And what I didn't mention before is this is a pulse TIG. And the reason I bought this thing was because it's a pulse TIG. It will allow me to do 0.5 millimeter sheet metal. I can weld with it. So it has a high frequency ignition, so you're not doing a lift TIG with it. You're doing straight up. Now, what this is, it will do stick, but I would not recommend it to do stick because it's limited to 160 amps at 220 at 60% and 124 at 100%. If you're running 110, this machine will also do a 110 or 220 input. If you're doing 110, then it'll do 120 and 93 amps. 93 being 100% duty. This is the reason why. Is look at the size of the lugs. So you've got these little bitty, teeny tiny lugs that right here. So I don't run any equipment with these really small. I mean, I'm fine with it being a pulse TIG because that's got a different amount of power, but this is really pushing it, in my opinion, of asking a lot out of this lug if you're going to run 160 amps through it. That just seems kind of crazy to me. So that's not what this machine's for. This machine is for thin stuff. The thinnest you can get. This should be able to run it. Its setup's real easy. You got basically mainly two buttons here, and you can scroll through the settings on what you want to set up on your TIG. So this thing is really well suited for TIG. I haven't tried this yet. I just got it, and these machines are not stackable. They're just stacked for this particular video. But I hope this machine works quite well. Like I said, it's a tiny machine, and I would not push it as far as thinking it's a big stick welder. I don't intend to probably ever use the stick welding function on this thing. I'm going to I'll use my other machines for that. This will save me a little bit of time, and hopefully this machine up here will do some beautiful TIG welding. Anyway, I'm not a professional welder. I'm just a fabricator. So I've been fabricating stuff for 30 years. So anyway, I hope you guys, if you're out trying to decide which welder you've got, for these MIG, these 4-in-1s, you got the MIG 250, the MIG 205, and the 185. I also would not recommend, they make some ones really cheap and really small, I think they've got a 135 or something like that. If you're going to buy a welder, I would not go below this 185. Me personally, I would want that much capability. But everybody, that way you can grow, and if you need to weld some fairly thick stuff, you can do it. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe.